Hey everybody, John here from Microsoft, and I'm at the Razer North American headquarters in Los Angeles, joined with Kevin Sather.
Hi, great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having us down. So Kevin, I guess before we dive into the hardware, just tell us a little bit about what you do at Razer, and maybe for those that aren't familiar with the company, a little bit about the history.
Yeah, totally, would love to. So I'm Kevin Sather, I'm Director of Marketing here at Razer for the Systems Division. It's one of kind of four focus areas of the company. Razer is the #1 lifestyle brand for gamers, so we make great computers that we're going to talk about today. We also make really great peripherals for gamers, so mice, keyboards, and headsets, and broadcast equipment for streamers. We also have a lot of software and services, so we've got our Zcoin currency, Zgold and Zsilver. We also have a Razer Cortex game launcher that helps optimize games and also find deals on games. And then we also have our mobile division, which is the newest division with our new Razer phone, our Android phone focused on gamers as well.
All right, yeah, looking forward to talking about that one in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, gosh, I forgot how many products you guys have. That's awesome.
Yeah, quite
But,
the range.
Of course, obviously our focus today here is the PCs. So we've got some killer hardware in front of us. You want to just kind of give us the rundown?
Yeah, definitely. So I think I'll start off on the smaller side of things. So this is our Razer Blade Stealth, our 13-inch ultra-portable notebook. Stepping up size-wise from there, we get into our 14-inch Razer Blade, and then the biggest of the group is the Razer Blade Pro. So we've got quite a range, and there's a uniqueness about each one of them, as well as some common traits.
Okay. Well, one of the things I've always loved about them, and I've actually had one of these for work and one I have personal use, so I've tried a couple of your different models, but I love that design aesthetic you have. Tell me a little bit about some of those common design elements.
Yeah, so one thing that you'll notice that's common amongst the Razer Blade series is the kind of look and feel of it, right? So the finish that we have and the materials we use, they're all CNC'd aluminum, so really durable, great for mobility. It helps us get a really thin chassis, but keep it so it's not too much flex. So it's really sturdy for the rigors of the road. We also want to make sure that we cram a lot of performance in there. So the aluminum chassis gives us a lot of space internally to work as well. Thinness is obviously key to mobility, but we don't want to lose connectivity. So you'll notice on these, they've got a full range of ports, even on the smallest model, the Razer Blade Stealth.
Yeah, it's nice to have full-size regular USBs along with Thunderbolt and USB Type-C, so that's really cool. What about the lighting? I know you guys do some, in the gaming space, there's a lot of different things going on with lighting, but you have a kind of a unique take on it, right?
Yeah, so we've got our Razer Chroma kind of ecosystem. And so the notebook started using that a few years ago. Our peripherals, all of those peripherals supported as well. And really, it's an RGB lighting system, one of the most advanced in the world. It allows you to do things like customize the keyboard, to just personalize it. Every key has 16.8 million color options, and you can do different visual effects and stack layers of effects. So you can basically do whatever you want lighting-wise with the keyboard. What we also have is an SDK for developers. So game developers can integrate Chroma into their games. So when you're doing things in the games, you can get lighting effects that cue certain things. Overwatch, for example, if you're playing that, when you select your hero, it'll theme the keyboard to the color of that hero. When your ultimate's ready, that key will flash to let you know it's ready to go and the cooldown's done.
Yeah, very cool. Got to try that sometime.
Yeah.
Now we're going to be going a little more in depth in some other videos, diving into each of these, but let's just hit a little of the highlights of some of the new things that have changed here, because the first Stealth that I got, I believe, was a 12.5-inch screen, right? And now this is a little bit larger display, kind of updated. Can you just tell us briefly about that?
Yeah, so we've gone through a couple generations of the Razer Blade Stealth since we announced it a few years back. The most current model right here basically uses the 8th gen processor from Intel. It's a 13.3-inch display now. When we stepped up from the 12.5-inch display you're familiar with to the 13.3, we didn't change the chassis footprint size. What we were able to do is actually reduce the bezels by 50% to fit a larger display area in there.
Yeah, I love that. So it's still just as portable, same size, but bigger screen.
Yeah, more usable space.
No trade-offs there. Very nice.
And then we also updated when we did the 8th gen update, and now it's quad-core processor.
Probably even a little better battery life, then a little more performance.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
upgraded all around.
So what about the Blade? Now, I believe I have the full HD option of that, and now you have
a 4K.
4K, yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, so we wanted to have a range for users. We know our gamer fans out there, they love the full HD, especially FPS players that are hunting high frame rates. They really want to get the maximum experience there. But what we've noticed over the years is with the amount of performance we put in these systems, we have people that do more than just gaming with them. They do a lot of creative work, video editing, photo editing. So we started to see a demand not only for people wanting to start to explore 4K gaming, but also people doing 4K content creation. So it was really great to offer that display option in the Blade now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know every time I look at photos on the 4K Stealth I have, I mean, it just really pops.
Yeah.
I think it's like 100% Adobe RGB.
Yeah, 100% Adobe RGB.
Yeah.
Same with the 4K on the Blade Pro, 100% Adobe RGB on there as well.
Right. And so the Blade Pro, when you introduced that last year, I think, right, it was 4K. And now you have a new model?
Yeah, so we launched it about a year ago, and it was a 4K model. It basically was everything you could put in a laptop, the best of everything. GTX 1080, a quad-core processor from Intel, 4K display, RAID SSDs, and even a mechanical keyboard and a low profile. What we saw instantly was people loved the design of the chassis. They loved the size of it, but there were people out there that didn't have such high demands for that level of performance, but they wanted something in that form factor. So what we did was we took a lot of what we learned on the 14-inch, applied that to the 17-inch chassis, created a full HD config with the GTX 1060, but added some dual drive storage capability and some things that the 14-inch size just couldn't accommodate, upgradable memory and things like that. So it was really a great way to expand that chassis and make it more attainable for more people out there.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty full-featured lineup at this point, I guess. So that's
definitely.
a great overview of it. Like we said, we'll be having some more in-depth coverage of each of these models. And I guess just kind of parting thoughts here. You know, where can our viewers go to check these out in person and learn more about them?
Yeah, so definitely something to experience firsthand, and a great way to do that is at the Microsoft stores. So over 70 of the stores nationwide have all three chassis on display, so you can really get in and touch and feel, check out the screen quality, play with the lighting on the keyboard, check out the thinness, the design, and the quality of the materials. There's a ton of information online as well. I know we'll be doing some more in-depth videos with you guys going into each of the chassis and some of the features. So yeah, a plethora of information out there, and a lot of good product to take a look at.
All right. Well, again, I'm John from Microsoft, Kevin from Razer. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
And thanks for watching.